Imagine the sheer chaos behind the wall of your favorite mega sports bar. 16 different TVs, 16 different live games.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
If a human had to manually untangle and route those cables, I mean, it would be a total nightmare.
It would be impossible, honestly. But today we are taking a deep dive into the invisible digital infrastructure that makes that magic happen. I'm your expert for today, pulling from HDTVSupply's catalog to look at enterprise-grade networking and video routing gear.
Right. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host.
And specifically, we're looking at Wolfpack HDMI matrix switchers and the QSC NS26-1440++ network switch.
Okay, let's unpack this, because sending a single video signal from a cable box to a TV is easy, but doing that for dozens of screens simultaneously without a single crossed wire.
Yeah, that requires some serious hardware. Before we look at how the network data flows, we really have to talk about how the video sources are distributed first.
It makes perfect sense.
That's the job of the Wolfpack HDMI matrix switchers. Our sources show two main flavors here, fixed and modular.
Right, so fixed units, like an 8x8 or a 16x16 setup, they have a set number of inputs and outputs built right into the box. But the modular units...
Oh, that's where it gets wild. They use swappable I/O cards, meaning you can scale them up to these massive 160 by 160 setups.
And to control them, venues use standard interfaces, right? Like web GUIs, apps, or traditional control protocols like RS-232 or TCP/IP.
Exactly, which are basically just the universal languages computers use to tell the hardware what to do.
So instead of a switchboard operator physically moving pegs on a board, think of it like a high-speed digital rail yard. The matrix switcher takes an incoming train, which is the cable box signal, and instantly duplicates and diverts it down up to 160 different tracks simultaneously.
Without ever slowing down the train, yeah. What's fascinating here is why this is so vital for commercial spaces. I mean, it guarantees zero downtime. You get absolute flexibility to send any input to any output instantly.
Right, without needing an IT team to run out and physically swap cables during a live event. But routing the video is really only half the battle here.
Yeah, the real nightmare is managing the sheer volume of data and electricity those 160 screens require. I mean, to prevent a massive bottleneck, you need a highly specialized backbone.
Which brings us to a very specific piece of hardware in our sources, the QSC NS26-1440 plus 26-port Netgear switch.
And it carries a staggering price tag of $6,030.
Wait, hold on. Here's where it gets really interesting, because I have to push back on this. $6,000. I can go to a big box tech store right now and buy a network switch for $50. Why on earth would a venue pay the price of a used car for this?
Well, it really comes down to two specific things, pre-configuration and power. Let's tackle pre-configuration first. This switch is entirely pre-configured for commercial audio and video streams like QSYS, AES-67, and Dante.
Okay, so a true plug-and-play situation.
Exactly. That completely eliminates the need for manual quality of service or QoS tweaking, which...
Okay, but what does QoS tweaking actually mean in a sports bar context?
Well, normally, if a network gets busy, a standard switch might delay an audio packet to let a generic data packet go through. On a live sports broadcast, that delay causes the audio to lose sync with the video.
I hate when that happens.
Right. But this $6,000 switch is pre-programmed to know that those Dante audio streams are VIPs. It lets them skip the line.
So the lip sync is always flawless. You're paying for the peace of mind that a live touchdown doesn't buffer or lose sync for even a millisecond.
Precisely. It saves IT architects massive amounts of time troubleshooting. And the second part of that price tag is the power. It features PoE plus OWL, or power over Ethernet.
Meaning the exact same cable delivering the 4K video data is also pumping electricity to the device.
Yes, up to 90 watts of power per port, which completely eliminates the need for extra power cables for heavy-duty video endpoints like the QSYS and V series mentioned in the specs.
I see. So you aren't just paying for data routing. You're actually replacing dozens of bulky power bricks. You're buying back physical space in the server room.
Exactly. You pair those easily scalable modular matrix switchers with these hyper-specialized high-power switches. It creates a perfectly engineered ecosystem where the hardware does all the heavy lifting, completely out of sight.
So what does this all mean? The real cost of a seamless experience isn't the shiny screens you see on the wall. It's the invisible digital traffic cops working behind the scenes to ensure that experience never drops.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Our sources mentioned this hardware is already scaling up to handle 8K video products and massive 160 by 160 matrices.
Which leaves you with something to ponder. As this hardware scales up, what happens to our daily environment when every public space has the power to perfectly curate and broadcast 160 simultaneous streams of high-definition information right at you? Just think about that the next time you look up at a giant wall of screens. Because the chaos of those tangled cables is still there, it's just been perfectly organized, completely invisible, right behind the wall.